Hey, what's up? Nikki Boyer here for MVids, and we are here with Missy Higgins. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
It seems like you were sort of just born with a piano and a guitar right in front of you. I want to know how music sort of snuck into your life.
I guess my brother, who's 7 years older than me, as I was growing up, he was in a band, and they used to play around Melbourne, where I'm from. And I guess I just grew up going to his gigs and listening to him. And eventually, when I was about 13 or 14, he got me up on stage. On the week, I went to boarding school, so on the weekends I'd come home and I'd sing with his band. And it was just always in my family. My dad was a piano player too, so.
So being 13, 14 and jumping on stage with the band, were you nervous, or was it one of those things where you're like, this is kind of where I'm meant to be?
Yeah, it was kind of like that, actually. I was in a school musical play, and that was my first experience of like singing with a microphone and in a spotlight. And as soon as I did that, I knew that it was what I wanted to do, because I just felt so comfortable. I felt like, yeah, this is what I wanted to do when I grew up. And then when I started singing in clubs, I was absolutely in my element. I loved it. Yeah.
Well, On a Clear Night is the second CD that you've recorded.
Yes.
And I want to know a little bit about the differences of the first CD that you did and the second one. How is it different, or how is it new, or what are you saying in this CD?
Well, I mean, my first album, I wrote a lot of the songs when I was quite young. I mean, the first song on my first album I wrote when I was 15. So it's quite a long time between the writing of those songs and the writing of this album. So I guess I just feel like the songs come from a much more mature and maybe slightly more stable headspace.
Right. Slightly.
Yeah, just slightly. And I feel like they're more kind of intricate and I don't know, musical.
Is it hard for you to listen to the older stuff when you were so young, or is it kind of nice?
It's nice because I can get kind of transported back to where I was when I wrote those songs. But at the same time, you know, you progress as a musician at a pretty fast rate, well, you hope so anyway. And so you're always trying to improve on everything that you've done.
There's a lot of things from my year of age 15 that I don't want to look at or think about.
Yeah, it's a little bit painful. Whenever I hear myself playing like in the background, it's always like a mosquito buzzing around my head. It's just not pleasant.
So, Missy, let's talk about, you are an activist when it comes to the environment, which I think is so inspiring. And how did you start going green? How did you sort of incorporate that into your lifestyle?
Well, I guess there's a bit of a global consciousness that's moving towards being more environmentally conscious. And I guess a couple of years ago, I think, I guess I may have just seen that Inconvenient Truth, the Al Gore documentary. And I guess like everyone, I walked out of that theatre going, oh my God, I didn't realise that this was such an impending problem. So I made a decision to try and cut down as many emissions as possible in my lifestyle, because what I do means that I have to travel a lot. You know, obviously flying and driving and all the freight involved and everything. So I decided to make my tours carbon neutral.
Okay, so for people who don't know what that means, what does carbon neutral mean?
Carbon neutral, you can do it a few different ways. What you have to do in the beginning is try to eliminate as much pollution from entering the atmosphere in the first place by driving as much as the tour as possible and not flying.
Wow.
And also, you know, we stayed in environmentally friendly hotels and things like that. And then after that's all finished, you can offset it through a carbon credit fund.
Wow, you're really doing this. Like, I love, like, a lot of people left the movie, The Inconvenient Truth, and were like, gosh, I want to do something. And then they sort of went about their lives and maybe recycled a little bit more and did a few things here and there, but you're really making huge lifestyle and creative choices to change the way you're doing things.
I mean, I guess like I said, like my career makes such a big impact on the environment that I kind of had to take dramatic steps in order to do something.
It's pretty inspiring. If anybody gets a chance, you should definitely go to MySpace and check out Missy Higgins Takes the Wheel. This is you your little adventure in your Prius, which I think is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much fun.
I know. I did a little drive across America in a Prius, and we visited environmental groups along the way. And,
love it.
And stayed in green hotels, and it was it was great. I didn't even know green hotels existed. But
I
they do.
don't think I knew that either.
Yeah,
But now I
everything's
do.
recycled, and yeah,
Very cool.
it's beautiful.
So, what's next for you? What's going on?
I'm doing a tour actually. My tour starts 26th of February.
Okay.
And I'm starting in San Francisco, and then I'm playing at the El Rey in Los Angeles, and
Great place to play.
yeah, and going all across the states. We're playing in Toronto as well.
Well,
So-
anybody out there, if Missy Higgins comes to your city, you should definitely be at the show. I'm so glad that you were with us today, but I'm
Yeah,
going to
me
ask you a
too,
little
thank you.
favor. You
Okay.
think you'd be willing to play another song for us?
Yeah, sure.
Can I twist your arm? You thought I was going to ask you something else. Like,
Yeah.
really serious, but we'd love to hear another song.
Yeah, no
Okay.
worries.